All right, we got something really special today here with our sales director, Kevin. This is limited, it's special, it's a good cause, and then it's really expanding what you can do with hunting.
Yes, it is.
So this is the limited IraqVeteran8888 edition FX Crown with some limited stuff on it, and that's what we're going over today on FX Accuracy. So, limited edition. There's only 100 of these made.
What?
100 of these made.
What?
100 of these made.
Okay!
What we have here, and this is what's limited. So it's the FX Crown Mark II, but it's not a standard stock FX Crown Mark II. You see, we have a gentleman by the name of Ernest Rowe that works just down the hallway here, and we let him play with it. So we put in under the hood, we've modded it a bit, hot rodded it.
Yeah, more power.
We put in a slug power kit, we put in tungsten so that we could really amp up what the gun can do.
Yes,
so
sir.
normally in an FX Crown with the arrow barrel, you're shooting, like a field tip at maybe 310, 320 feet per second. After Ernest is done with it, these are going 400 feet per second.
I got a chubby right now.
So it's not stock, and that's gonna on these 100 units. That's already installed, already in there.
So it's going to come that way directly
Already
to the
installed.
dealer
You don't
when
have
you
to
buy
get
it.
you don't have to get your tungsten power kit already installed.
That's awesome.
It's gonna come with the arrow barrel because
right.
we're gonna talk a little bit how this developed, but it's about hunting, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
can take game with this. We'll still include the 500 millimeter barrel and
Okay.
30 cal.
But wait! There's more!
So if they want to shoot pellets or something like that.
Yeah,
they're
and the
good to go.
500 millimeter, that's going to be good for pellets, like hybrid slugs.
Yep.
And especially with the tune, because this is hot rodded. That's why we're only doing it in 30 cal.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to throw a 22 in there. And,
No.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So it still comes with that. And then if you look at the stock, you've never seen this on a Crown. This is a Brown Laminate GRS Stock.
That thing is beautiful.
Gorgeous. If you look on this side,
Oh, wow.
well, looky there.
Yes, sir.
That's the Iraq
Oh,
Veterans
that's nice.
logo. And then you got the GRS logo, of course. And then we said it's limited to 100.
So it's
This
numbered.
This is my unit. Look at that. Number 3.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Where's number 1 and 2? Well, we figure Eric and Chad probably be dibs at that. This has quickly become their favorite rifle because of the hunting side of things and what we can
Right.
do with arrows. And this is really what's expanded over the last year. But before we get into that, that's what it is. This is the only way to get this stock. There's only 100 of these made.
Okay.
Disclaimer for our friends overseas that are watching, this is a US-based only product because
Yes.
it's tied in with Eric and Chad. And of course, we had to do things for a good reason.
Absolutely.
So one of Chad and Eric's, I reversed it to mix it up, favorite charities is the Special Operations Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes.
This is an amazing charity that's really taking care of those that have put their life at risk and suffered defending our freedom.
Absolutely, and freedom isn't free. And anybody who's ever wore the uniform, those guys will be able to tell you firsthand. It's not necessarily always physical; it's sometimes mental. And we love those guys, and we just want to be able to thank them directly. And this is the best way that we could figure out to do that.
So not only are they limited, not only this is an awesome setup, but we're doing something good with this. So $100 of each rifle sold. And we know they're going to sell, so we've already cut this check.
Absolutely.
So $10,000 is going to a charity that it's Eric and Chad's favorite charity. We love what they're doing. This all came together in December, or November, December. We're talking to Eric and Chad, talking to Oscar from GRS, put this all together. And the best part is, the price is essentially your standard, what you would buy your GRS Crown
Yes.
with the addition of the arrow barrel, the tungsten and the power kit. And then we're just taking $100 of the proceeds and giving it over to the
By the time you
SOW.
bought those parts individually, it would have cost more than this anyway.
And you don't have to install them and watch the masterclass.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely.
So that's, and again, limited to 100. So I will tell you this. We're putting this video out. Eric and Chad have a couple of videos coming out. This is going to go very quickly. We kept it limited on purpose. This is not something where it goes in indefinitely. It was just a lot of fun. We wanted all those things to come together and tell a story because this is really evolving the hunting side of things. So let's talk a little bit about the hunting side because we've talked a lot about this.
That's something I'm very passionate about.
So story time.
Yes.
Let me tell you a little narrative.
Are you ready, my butterflies? Yes. LLP position, eyes on me. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Because a lot of this is a celebration of the evolving of airbow hunting because there's been some really good discoveries.
Man, is it evolving.
Yeah, first of all, just make sure we understand who planted the flag first because airbow hunting, we know there's a lot of manufacturers doing it, but Frederick 15 years ago.
Yes, sir.
At IWA, he figured out this whole basically shooting arrows with this kind of setup. He basically did it just because, like, here's a great way to get attention to what air guns can do.
Because of this curve right here. You put your palm right there, brace that against yourself. That's just a cat's ass, man. I love that.
And he was right. But since then, as it's evolved, especially, we're talking this flying at 400 feet per second. It's a 250 grain arrow. Now we're getting to
There's
where
not many crossbows that even do that.
Right. We're getting to some serious power. And this is a formidable hunting tool.
Yes,
and
much safer too.
So let me tell you what happened. About a year ago, Keith and Norm from 68 Whiskey, Oscar from GRS, myself and Eric and Chad from Iraq Veteran, we were all together down in Georgia, and we wanted to go get a pig. We wanted to stick a pig.
Okay, sounds like
So those guys were out looking for pigs. Keith and Norm and I were bored. We didn't have a thermal, but we had a gun. So
what else you need?
So let's go out and find one, because Norm had a little handheld thermal. So we found some pigs at like 500 yards, stalked up to them. I got within 20 yards. I take the shot, and it wasn't with one of these guys. It was one of those like plastic covered expanding.
Yeah, yeah.
We thought we're good, right? It bounced off that pig.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and we're like, crap, not good enough. So from that point, Keith basically went back and he started doing some research. Anyone who's done bow hunting, there's a gentleman named Dr. Ashby, has a website in the link down there where he does all this research about how to take
Brilliant man.
humane hunting, and basically his general ethos, what you boil it down to, is you got to take a shot and have something that'll punch through.
Yep. Not
just get stuck, because you want to punch through so the blood gets out. And
if it gets stuck, it actually causes the bleeding to stop. So you want it to go all the way through so that they can bleed out, which makes them die a whole lot faster and a lot cleaner.
So Keith was doing some research, and he found the solution is this. This is basically a razor blade.
Yes.
That is a single blade, one edge beveled, fixed blade.
That will do it.
And it did a lot of testing. There's a lot of companies out there. Shout out to the one. These guys are incredible. It's a company called Steel Force. This is a 225 grain. They also have a 300 grain, but we're finding the 225 is what really works. This is all handmade, hand sharpened. He said versus other blades that are out there, this thing is as sharp as they come.
Yep.
And also, if it hits bones, it is cracking and going through that bone instead of breaking, bending. So, and the best part is, because if you guys have played with the arrow barrel kit on like your Dreamliner Crown, these things are as accurate as they come.
Yes, sir.
But sometimes when you put on the broadheads, then you start to lose some of that accuracy.
Well, it affects the aerodynamics and how it flies through the air.
No problems here.
Yep.
This is essentially as accurate as this.
Well, Wade told us on the phone, the man spent 40 years designing this. So, I mean.
Yeah, yep. So Keith figured out this works. In fact, he had a sow that he had to put down, and then he tested it, and it was passing through, and it was breaking through bones. And then Chris Turek from Up North Air Gunner loves hunting with stuff like this. He's an archery guy, too. Started playing with it, getting great results.
Money. Yeah! Hey, man, look at that.
100 yards.
100 yards.
Chris with Oscar down with Eric and Chad testing these out. He got himself a deer. They got a pig, and all of a sudden we figured out we got things to the next level as far as this is in real time, because this is the pioneering of airbow hunting essentially. We know that there's other manufacturers that are doing stuff, but
Not like
no
this.
one's come to this kind of conclusion with this kind of accuracy. This is a formidable and very realistic hunting option.
Sure.
I mean, essentially, tell me your thoughts, because you're new into this as of a couple of months ago. What are you finding?
The big thing is I actually spend the majority of the year from September until December actually in the woods hunting. And I can tell you I've tried it. Archery is one of my favorite ways to hunt. And a crossbow, it's a option that they try to say is good for a lot of people that are disabled. But what we really have found is it's good for somebody who's disabled if they have somebody with them. But if they want to try to do everything for themselves, it's too cumbersome. You're pulling back 200 plus pounds of bowstring, whereas you're at a couple pounds to cock this, if that. And another big thing is for the guys who are using crossbows hunting in tree stands, they have to get into the tree stand and get out of the tree stand. There's not
dangerous.
a real good way to do that with being able to cock it in the tree stand. Whereas I can climb up into my stand with this, and then when I'm in the stand, I can load the arrow on, and it's way safer because I'm waiting to make the weapon ready until I'm actually ready to hunt. And it's a lot safer. And the manual of arms is exactly the same as any rifle that we've all shot. shot from 22 to whatever it is.
Yep.
So it's going to be a way quicker transition. And then when you pair it with an optic like the Helix HD, this is something you could quite literally take it off of your traditional firearm and you could put it onto something like this, and it can be tuned directly to it. That way you know where that arrow is going to be for which yardage.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because you're exactly right. This optic is perfect for hunting. First of all, second
amazing.
focal plane is more of a hunting thing anyways, because you want to have that reticle, but your field of view.
Well, if you're using a first focal plane, you're ultimately, you're going to have anything that's going to be relevant for distances and yardage or measurements. If you're in something where you have a low magnification, you're not going to be able to see it. Or
lose
you
your
have to be
reticle.
at maximum magnification for it to be relevant. Whereas second focal plane, none of those things change, but it actually adds a really cool aspect to this scope.
With the
Because-
reticle, yeah.
With this particular Raptor 1 reticle, it allows you to be able to tune the ballistic drop stadia lines from anything from, we jokingly say, a Frisbee to a 50 BMG, but it doesn't matter what the ballistic arc is. And it's convenient because the higher or larger the ballistic arc, the lower the magnification to be able to get that setting. So you're going to be closer and you're going to want a larger field of view.
For your hunting, yep.
Exactly. So it's just
Yeah, with that
perfectly
second
built.
focal, because you're tuning it and moving it,
Yep.
you can basically get your holds. So you can be there in that tree stand,
Absolutely.
and you know on your marks what's needed, and you're good to go.
And the flip up caps even come with it's a sticker that goes in there
Yep.
where you can write that down. So you go out, I set this thing up today and I had it tuned in for 25, 35, 50 and 60, I believe is what it was. I'd have to look at the caps, which aren't on it. But we managed to accomplish that in about 25 minutes. I mean, it was super simple. This thing's very intuitive. Anybody who's ever played with an optic's going to be able to make this thing do whatever they want to do. And then you can take it right off here, throw it over to 6.5 Creedmoor, and go out and hunt across a cornfield at 350,
Yeah.
400 yards.
Great
It's an
scope.
amazing optic.
Now, to be clear, the rifle comes without the scope, but we highly recommend that is a great scope to pair with. In
I
fact,
wouldn't put anything else on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm so confident with it, I told Kevin, go out and get it all dialed in and tuned, and now we're going to have some fun, because this is where the accuracy aspect shows off. I'm going to go down. You've tuned this.
Yes, sir.
We have some watermelons at these yardages you mentioned.
Yes, sir.
And basically, I want to see if I can go 4 for 4 on basically, you've tuned it.
Yep, and these aren't big summertime watermelons. These are little wintertime watermelons. So we're going to put them to the test.
So let's go have some fun and show this off. And also, I know we got some other things, like maybe even showing with like a jug of water.
Sure.
This coming through. And we'll put some footage up, because I know the other guys, we got to be careful of hunting footage, because YouTube doesn't like us very much. But we'll have the links in the description to the video from IraqVeteran8888 showing this off. His video launching this, because he shows it off, doing some damage there. Chris from up north, Keith and Norm. First of all, thanks to this is a collective group effort. That's why we like working with all our guys, because it's
Amazing
as much
dudes.
as they're showing you guys about the great product, behind the scenes they're doing so much research and development, because they're as passionate about shooting as you guys are. So a big shout out to them.
These guys live this stuff.
Yep.
It's not just a hobby. It's a lifestyle for them.
So with that said, technically there's only 97. Because I have one, Eric has one, Chad has one. So 97 of these
96.
going quickly as we speak. And again, very limited. This is a U.S. thing. Shout out to the Special Operation Wounded Warrior.
Thank you, guys.
You're going to do some great work there. And this is a one-of-a-kind thing. We are not running more of this. This is a one-off. Again, it comes with the arrow barrel already installed, already tuned up. Then the 30 cal with the 500 millimeter that you can do pellets, slugs. Just great product. But let's stop talking. I want to go
Let's
shoot.
go put this thing to work,
I want to see if
buddy.
I can get 4 for 4. We're gonna see the Vegas odds, the over under.
I got my money on you.
All right.
She's
awesome.
tuned in.
Sweet. Let's do it. All right, so we're out. We're gonna do a little redneck science with watermelons at various state of emotions, as you can see out there. Good job on the painting, RJ. So Kevin got this all set up for me. He tuned it at 25 yards, and then he adjusted so on the third line down, I'm at 50. So I'm gonna be able to go back and forth. We can shoot farther than 50, but from a hunting situation, you want to be under 50, because you got to remember there's a lot of noise as this shoots, so that the game is going to react to the shot. So closer is better. But let's try it out. Let's go for 25. I see a little Mr. Watermelon down there with his O face on. He looks pretty scared, as he should. Let's see how Kevin did with the tune. If it's off, Kevin, it's your fault. Oh, safety. Right in the middle of the mouth. Okay, you got a good tune. Got a good tune, Kevin. All right, let's change the cameras. Let's just go out to 50. So 25 yards. That was stupid accurate because I was aiming for center of the mouth and I got center of the mouth. So clearly Mr. O-Face is no longer. He's dead. So that was dialed in right in the middle of his open mouth. Now, not as exciting because the field tip, that just shot right through. In fact, I don't think we're gonna get that arrow back because it's cooking. It was like 375 feet per second. So we'll go out to 50 yards. We'll stick with the field tip because that's what it's tuned for. Then I think we're gonna have to go broadhead after this, RJ. But let's see if I can hit the watermelon at 50, navigate in the tree. Nice placement. Little degree of difficulty, I guess, in a hunting situation. Oh, I got his head. I want to get one more. Hold on. I got my hold. Let's see if we can hit him again at 50. I scalped him. Oh, to the left. A little bit of wind picked up. This is a lot of fun. All right. Yeah, got him again. Sweet.
Nice.
All right, now let's try the broadhead because I want to see some destruction. Let's go for the broadhead at 25 because I don't know what the hold is at 50, but I think 25, I'll just hold it a little bit up. And let's see what this guy can do. So, Kevin, good job on the tune. My first shot, I scalped him. That would have left a bad headache. You saw the wind pick up a little bit, just went to the left. And remember, that's 50 yards with an arrow, so it's still, I mean, we got a little 6-inch group there, and then pretty sure that's the kill shot. So we're gonna call him dead. Now let's see what a broadhead can do. So the field tips are awesome. They're meant for practicing, and clearly they shoot great. But these Steel Force, we want to see what they do, and we're gonna go for the watermelon on the left. He's eyeing me. First of all, RJ, that's your best out of all. That's your best artistic work on there. But he looks very angry. It looks like he has some bottled up anger inside. He's giving me the stink eye. So let's see what we can do. This is a 300 grain broadhead. So this is the big boy. I'm gonna maybe hold 2 inches above on advice from Newman. Let's see what I can do. Ooh, we got him. So, I mean, that was a wicked hit, but it's a watermelon. There's not much resistance there, so it just punched through as well. I think we should probably get some meat and show you guys. But full disclosure, there's some tannerite in that one. I got 2 more shots. Let's see if I can get lucky because I want that payoff. So we're gonna go field tips and see if we can set off tannerite with an arrow going 375. That hit wood, but nothing exploded. One more. Got one more chance. Oh. I should stop. All right, say a prayer. Come on. No luck with the tannerite. I'm gonna see if I can retrieve an arrow, but dang it, one more, hold on. All right, we were able to retrieve our 2 broadheads, which that's the great thing about these Steel Force. You can reuse them, might have to sharpen them after use, but we'll see if Firebirds, got 2 more chances of Firebird. If not, we're just gonna roll the credits and see you next week. Well, he fell, so take that. Well, we're gonna call it there because I knocked him off his stoop. So pretty impressive, the accuracy at 25 and 50. Like I said before, you want to get as close as possible. And again, limited edition IraqVeteran8888 Crown Mark II limited to 100. Technically that means there's only 97 because Eric has one, Chad has one, I have one. Supporting a good cause, Special Operations Wounded Warrior. See you guys next week.